as a child, one time I was stealing something, but I didn't tell my parents about it. So when my parents would give me lots of love, and they did, inside I thought, oh, but if you knew I stole that little pack of quarters, this is a young kid, I stole a pack of took the pack of quarters and went to the grocery store. Okay, so if you knew I stole those quarters, you wouldn't love me. So that
Mm.
becomes a block from receiving. So women have a lot of stuff going on. They have overreactions from time to time. That's all a symptom of estrogen. And when they do that, if it's going on inside, then if you're loving them, they go, yeah, but if you really knew how I was feeling there, you wouldn't love me. So they're pushing love
Mhm.
away is the point I make. And all you have to do, that's kind of a
Mm.
resistance. And how a woman could relate to that is maybe your husband says to you one day, oh, honey, you're so beautiful. And then she goes, well, not really, or put on some extra pounds. Or you say, I love you so much. She might say, well, then why were you late for dinner? Or why did you talk to that person? Women have resistance. We all have resistance. Okay. Women's resistance is to receiving love. But when you say, do you love me? The action of doing that negates your resistance, because
Mhm.
the resistance to is I don't want to have to ask for it. And that's any woman who doesn't want to ask for it. You can know that, okay, that's because there's a deep part of you that's afraid if you say that he'll look at you as a needy person, one. And if it's not in this context that we're talking, it would be needy. If your wife like, do you love me? Do you love me? Honey, get over it. But now we know that when she asks and he does, estrogen goes up. This is the most profound thing, more than if you just said it to her. I've had so many women confirm this. My husband says it all the time. Men will say it all the time. But then when the woman starts asking for it in this context, and a man follows the script, has a bigger impact. It's powerful. And then when you're having sex, once you're inside of her, randomly continue doing that. There's a lot of other biohacks there, but that one is so good. And it really puts our lives in the context that sex is this most beautiful thing that allows us to feel the love that's in our heart. And I'll say this one simple thing. There's one book out there, and maybe some others too, I've heard, is where the author describes love. And he's an expert. He says, love is not a feeling, it's a behavior. And you can have loving behaviors without a doubt, but it is a feeling. And the easiest way for a man to feel love, and I've asked so many men, and I'll ask you, when you're inside of a woman, when you're having sex, do you feel more love?
Oh yeah. 100%.
100%. That's
Yeah.
because you can feel more. If people could know this, but feeling more, she doesn't know that. You need to express it. And it's not going to go into her unless she says the script, which is, do you love me? Do you like me? Are you enjoying this? Will you always be? Will you always love me? That's a really powerful one, which is, will you always love me? Because that can kick into a man's logical side. Well, honey, I don't know what's going to happen. I mean, if somehow you turn into a demon, I'm not going to, so you have to, this is not logical. This is follow the script of heartfelt things to say. Like, it's like poetry. And will you always love me, honey?
I love this because I was just joking with my wife the other day. She used to ask me this all the time. She would say, I would say, "Oh, I love you," and then she would say, "How much?" And that used to annoy me so
Yes,
much. I'm like,
yes.
"Why are you asking me like you, like it?" And now I can smile and I can totally be there with her. But we were joking how that used to just drive me nuts.